Romanian elections. Now, joining us from Bucharest is Radu Magdin, who's the CEO for Smartlink Communications. That's a political consultancy. Very good to have you with us on Al Jazeera. So the centre-left PSD, I take it, are projected to win the most seats, but not quite reach that majority. What would happen then?
Indeed, thank you so much for your invitation. The Social Democrats are supposed to be tomorrow's night's winners. The only question is, can they form the majority? And I believe that will not be the case by themselves. The question is if the Liberal Democrats, who are their natural allies, will make it into Parliament. If they do, it's going to be pretty hard for the President, who is right-wing, to refuse a common candidate from the PSD and ALDE. So from this perspective, I think we're going to see in just a year's time a return to power of the Social Democrats, possibly for a 4-year mandate till 2020.
Why do you think that the Social Democrats, how could they return to power after being forced from office last year?
The Prime Minister resigned last year in the context of several issues. First of all, the tragedy of Collective, for which, although the government did not had personally an issue, was viewed as, more generally politically responsible. The country has had, as you know well now, in the past corruption issues, but it's curing for the past few years, considering that we have a very active DNA. DNA stands from the Directorate, which deals with anti-corruption, which is viewed as stellar in the region. Romania is nowadays quite different from Romania a few years ago. So we're the country which is being shown as an example of fighting corruption. As regards the main messaging of the campaign, I would say that this year marks a difference. And this is where the charm of the PSD comes in again. The socialists are returning to power also because of their promise of stability and getting back to growth. The economic reality is that we are on steady growth, even with the technocrat government. Romania is the booming tiger of Europe in terms of economics. Nonetheless, people want more investment in salaries. They want to feel that this economic growth also is reflected in their pockets.
You mentioned corruption there. Just lastly, how do you rate the anti-corruption newcomers Save Romania Union's chances in this election?
I think for sure they're the ones who are getting the cream from the voters who view still anti-corruption as the main concern in the country. So from this perspective, I have no doubt that the Union to Save Romania, this newly formed party, which has not necessarily a very clear ideology as leftist or right-wing, but mostly presents itself as the alternative more generally to the political system, I believe they will make it to Parliament. The only issue is that the PNL, the Liberals, the biggest right-wing party, together with the USR, this newly formed party, they may still score under the PSD. So unless they don't manage to convince other parties who may make it into Parliament, unfortunately for them, they may not be able to form a government. It does not mean that the next 24 hours are not prone to surprise. But typically, when surprises come in Romanian politics, it's mostly when the fight is personalized.
Thank you very much. That is Radu Magdin joining us live from Bucharest. Thank you.